Good evening. You're watching India Prime. I'm Sana Khan. The big stories tonight. CBI conducts searches in Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai and Gurugram, including former Union Minister P. Chidambaram's residences and his son Karthi. The searches in connection with alleged criminal misconduct in the grant of investment approval by the FIPB. The Income Tax Department, well, they are conducting raids as well across 22 locations on companies and people associated with RJD chief Lalu Yadav. But first, we start with the proceedings in the Supreme Court on the triple talaq case for the fourth day today. The Apex Court has its task cut out. The five-judge bench will decide whether triple talaq as a practice can be done away with, the Muslim personal law notwithstanding. A verdict that is not only contentious but would also open up the debate on a number of practices that prevail in various religions that are practiced in the country. Well, here's what happened in court today. Principles of constitutional morality and equity do not apply to triple talaq because it's a matter of faith. This is what the Muslim Law Board told the Supreme Court. The Muslim body that is defending the practice that lets men get instant divorce by saying the word talaq thrice insisted that a 1400-year-old practice could not be un-Islamic. I quote Kapil Sibal, who's arguing for the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. He said, and I quote, "Where was the concern for the minority community when the rights of Kuchi Memon were trampled upon? Majority community cannot make laws for the minority unless the reform comes from within the community," unquote. He also said if it's a matter of social reform, then the parliament can usher in a legislation to deal with it, but not in the case of personal laws. The right of the parliament is to see which part of our law has secular impunity and then pass a legislation in that area and not otherwise. Kapil Sibal then went on to say, if you are interfering, then what is the limit? Where do we go? And then why me is the question that will arise among the community members. Kapil Sibal said the intention of the 1937 Shariat Application Act was not to codify Muslim personal law. Shariat is personal law and it is no way it comes under Article 13 of the Constitution. Hence, since it is not law as per Article 13, it does not attract the drill of the fundamental rights. Well, this was indeed very important, and that's why we read out the exact wordings that Kapil Sibal mentioned in court on day 4 of the proceedings. Here's WION's Jessica Taneja with a roundup.
All India Muslim Personal Law Board made it clear that they have been practicing triple talaq for the last 1400 years, and for the centre to call it un-Islamic is absolutely incorrect, and that it is their faith and there is no question of constitutional morality and equity as contested by the centre. The centre had suggested to the Supreme Court earlier that they will bring in new laws for Muslim divorce, to which Kapil Sibal, representing the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, contested that what if Supreme Court quashes triple talaq in all forms and the Parliament refuses. Important observations still going on inside the Supreme Court whether triple talaq will be scrapped off or not. Well, it will only take just 2 days for everyone to know on what the Supreme Court decides, whether triple talaq will be a part of this important law or not. This is Jessica Taneja with camera person Gaurav for WION in New Delhi.
All right, joining me here in the studio is Nazia Iram. She's the author of an upcoming book, Mothering a Muslim. Thanks so much, Nazia, for joining us here on India Prime. I mean, I just read out what happened in court today, those quotes, what Kapil Sibal said. I want to start by taking your reaction on how, he's proceeding with the case.
Actually, Sibal's comments were quite hilarious. First of all, where was the All India Muslim Personal Law Board when it was decided that when this law came that you cannot be violent against your wife, the domestic violence bill? So where was All India Muslim Personal Law Board then? Because according to them, the Quran states that you can beat your wife, which by the way is not so. But right, according to All India Muslim Personal Law Board, that is how it is. And they were conveniently silent when that happened. And now, when we're talking about triple talaq, they're saying it's bordering on usurping the Sharia rights.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to play out some of the bits, what exactly the Personal Law Board says in its petition. And it's quite outrageous, but that comes later. What about the fact that now the court has said that we are also going to look at other issues which are interlinked, such as polygamy and nikah halala, which weren't being heard earlier. But now the court is saying we are open to discussing that, but not at this point in time, but maybe later.
Right, not at this moment. So let's see when that happens. It'll be good if they do that. We are really looking forward to that.
Okay. And another important thing that happened in court was when a question was posed saying that what will happen, in case, triple talaq is done away with? Where will men go for divorce?
So now the problem here is that are we going to club all forms of talaq? Because what the Muslim women are asking for is that there's a procedure given in the Quran for how the talaq should be carried out, and that it is not over a 9-second thing, it is a 90-day thing, 3 sittings, not 3 times in one go.
Right.
So that is what is being argued here. Instead, what we find, and scarily find, that they are clubbing together all forms of talaq into one. The talaq-e-biddat and there are two, talaq-e-hasan, talaq-e-hasan, all of them are being clubbed together, and they're saying that let's strike off triple talaq. That is asking for UCC through the back door. And that is not what we were asking for in the beginning. So that is where we are worried. Muslim women were so happy. We were like in groups, we were discussing that is this victory close? Are we going to win this case? Right. And all of a sudden it's like, what is this? Are we being used as pawns to get UCC in?
That's also an interesting angle that now seems to emerge. Nazia, hold on to that thought. Let's play out some of the reactions that have been coming in, and then we're going to widen the ambit and talk about what the court has said about polygamy. But first up are the reactions.
About 30 countries, Muslims as well as the non-Muslim countries, stopped this practice by enacting appropriate law number 1. The best part is the Pakistan Muslim Personal Law. Section 7 dealt by the Supreme Court of Pakistan in detail. There also, none of them found out that this is this practice is a necessary part of the religion.
The position of Islamic, all the Islamic schools, Sunni schools, that is the triple talaq is not desirable, but it is valid and effective once it is given. There are other schools in like Shias and other people, they believe contrary to this. So Kapil Sibal has appeared on behalf of Muslim Personal Law Board, and Muslim Personal Law Board has this view only.
All 4 schools of Sunni jurisprudence, that is Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki and Hanbali, they say triple talaq should not be uttered in one sitting. However, if uttered, the effect will take place. There is consensus and there is no difference among this. And for all those people who are quoting 22 countries, I don't know from where they are bringing, just on record, 1973 Saudi Arabia ruling, we have got it right with us. Saudi Arabia, which does not follow 4 schools of thought, even they have said triple talaq when uttered in one sitting, the effect will take place. We do not recommend triple talaq. We say talaq itself is a very bad thing, is a negative thing. However, instead of killing each other, the partners have got options of parting away. And one of the ways is to say talaq hasan.
One of the ways is also where men sitting in far away or different country are writing on WhatsApp talaq, talaq, talaq. How do you explain that? Isn't that a problematic thing for a woman? Pardon me for the feminist streak, but isn't that problematic for a woman?
No, that is a problematic thing even for a men and for women, because there is something called talaq-e-tafweez. When talaq right is given to a woman, a wife, she can also utter 3 talaq sitting in US, and she can also go out of the marriage. So this very thing which is being portrayed, that this triple talaq is something which is extra power to men, is wrong. Absolutely. A woman, a wife has also got a right to say triple talaq and go outside marriage. She can also say triple talaq on WhatsApp, on all internet websites, and she can go outside the marriage.
All right, in fact, let's take this debate forward. Joining me here in the studio is Maulana Maqsoodul Hasan Qasmi. He's the chairman of the Imam Council of India. Thanks so much, Maulana Qasmi, for being with us here. Now, what happened in court, we are talking about that. Kapil Sibal said that it's a matter of faith. We've been practicing it for 1400 years, and there was no question of constitutional morality and equity. But the basic question that everybody seems to be asking is, especially the Muslim women, is where are women's rights? Do you not agree at the time of nikah, a woman's consent is needed to proceed? Why not at the time of divorce, sir?
This is whatever the Kapil Sibal statement made today. I do not agree with him. He say compare triple talaq with Ram, and I don't.
Okay.
I don't agree with, because we are in court against the Ram temple in Ayodhya. So, but triple talaq, we are being projected, and characterization is being made against Islam and Muslim that we people always recommend for triple talaq. This is not the case.
Okay, it's not about recommending.
We had triple talaq because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also disliked it and hated it. But triple talaq from the very beginning, more than 15 or 1400 years ago, there is division. Twofold are this. One is of the view that if triple talaq is pronounced in one sitting, it will be considered triple talaq. And another is of the view that if triple talaq is pronounced in one sitting, in one go, it will be considered only one talaq. In this case is best if it is considered only one talaq, because it paved the way for more than 3-month-long period for reconciliation. And in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam second caliph Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu period, when anybody pronounced triple talaq in one go, he used to lash him. So if you are really sincere to stop. If you are let me speak. So if you are really sincere, we should make a provision of punishment for the pronouncer of triple talaq. If you are sincere to control triple talaq,
days and age, nobody is going to lash. Lashing will not be.
Not lashing.
At the same time, you're saying it's a
make the
custom.
provision of sending jail, 3, 2 or 5 years jail.
So you agree that a law should be
It
made.
will be in accordance with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam caliph's
So you're saying
provision.
that instant triple talaq
Yes,
has to go?
but the present government, present regime is not ready even for that. It is only pressing to humiliate Islam and Muslim. They only want to eradicate, to get away of the talaq from the life of Islam and Muslim. How it can be possible?
Right. What do you have to say about the fact that the court tomorrow, after ruling on triple talaq, might also rule on polygamy, might also rule on nikah halala? Don't you think that the Muslim community should have thought of a solution way before the Supreme Court decided to step in?
No, polygamy. Hindus, brothers in India are more polygamous than Muslims here. So this is not, despite the fact that there is law against Indian religion, but we have not been able to stop the polygamy among Muslims. And take the census, non-Muslims are more and more polygamous than Muslims.
But that is no argument.
So
to say
my question is,
I'm saying, what will the community do tomorrow if the Supreme Court comes in?
How can it be possible? It is the matter of my Islam. Quran Kareem has openly said for polygamy, and if there is also need arises, need also arises.
One second,
if the
let me speak.
No, look.
But
here.
the court is ruling on triple talaq. Whatever is written in Quran, the court is giving out a verdict very soon. Tomorrow, who is to stop the court from saying that they cannot rule on polygamy, because they already said that they will take up this issue?
No. Court has kept aside polygamy.
And today they have reversed
polygamy. And
for now, they're going to take it up later.
But the only talaq and the nikah halala, so-called nikah halala, is under the discussion nowadays. Court may not take up these issues because these are very contested issues. It relates to the Uniform Civil Code, and the entire nation is not ready. We are not alone. We are not only stakeholder. Christians, Sikhs, Adivasis, and so many people.
All right, I take your point, Maulana Qasim. Nazia. Now, this is another point. Now, I don't fully agree with what Maulana Qasim is saying, but where does the court or where does the state draw the line as far as meddling with the personal laws is concerned? Because this is just one. They've dealt with sati, right? Now they're looking at triple talaq.
So
where does it stop?
I think it stops at, you have to understand what is custom and what is Quranic injunction. So things like that need to be understood. And when we talk about polygamy, we are actually, there's a very good way to stop that is just put it in your nikah nama. And Muslim women probably need to be educated more for that. So similarly, as you said that people are talking about customs, you said sati has gone. So similarly, anything that infringes on your fundamental rights, that needs to go.
Right.
This is the very good point. If in nikah, some certain conditions are met, if the right of pronouncing talaq is given to the lady, to the girl, she at any point, at any moment can divorce her.
But how many women know this? How many women are told
so this is the matter of education. This is the matter of educating non-Muslims.
Are more educated than women because
women and Muslim clerics should educate Muslims and Muslim women on their Islamic
what the Muslim
rights.
clerics should do
so
or should not
if
do
tafweez talaq is handing over the right of talaq.
Done or not done, it's a huge issue.
So,
I mean,
no,
right
no,
now
how?
we wouldn't have been
Why are you insisting on imposing uniform civil code? We are capable. We can educate our women.
But sir, what has not happened in the last 1400 years?
No, so many things have not been happened. For more than 70 years,
let's just take a moment and play out the graphics of what the All India Muslim Personal Law Board has said as far as their arguments for not banning triple talaq is concerned. And please listen to me. They say that Sharia grants the right to divorce to husband because men have greater power of decision making, men more likely to control emotions and not take hasty decisions. In fact, granting husband right to divorce indirectly provides security to the wife, and in fact it says, and you pointed that out, that granting the men right to divorce the women actually prevents murder, actually prevents men from burning their wives alive. So this is completely bizarre. If you give women the right to divorce, do you think women will go ahead and divorce their men at the drop of a hat, or they will, or that will lead to killing of
atrocity?
Women?
If he is doing atrocity against his wife, she should be given right of talaq. And this is the period to nikah can be made. Not only this, in the Prophet ﷺ's era, if a lady, a girl, tries and make a condition for her husband being new husband, and he will never ever remarry in her life. Islam is okay with that. This is also a matter of precondition of the nikah. So what if, where is the need of polygamy? Where is the need of banning polygamy? Where is the need of
something saying that can happen. It is something that can happen, but is not happening. So then we are trying to make this something that can.
This is the matter of illiterate. We are illiterate of our Islamic rights. We are not aware. So we should make them aware. We should educate them,
so, sir,
rather than praising for uniform civil code.
But Nazia, I think that is something that you were pointing out earlier, that there is this feeling that we are looking at a uniform civil code in the offing, and things perhaps are not going as, when we talk about gender equality, justice for women, that was the plan. Do you think this whole argument
is being hijacked
or being derailed? Yeah,
exactly. So it's absolutely being, we hope it's not happening, because we do see the government law representative trying to push that in by saying that we will have our own Muslim law being formulated. So they are trying to push that in, but we just hope that that is not the case. And at the end of the day, it will be like, look, Muslim women made it happen. If UCC happens, we know the Muslim women will become the scapegoats. And as the Maulana said today in the court, sorry, who said it? Kapil Sibal said it, that women cannot be trusted with their emotions, and that is exactly what they're going to play up against us.
What do you have to say, Maulana Qasim? What if tomorrow the court says that we are going to come up with a new set of laws for Islam, what it says about polygamy, what it says about nikah and talaq, what will the community do then?
It will be meaning that you are going to take away Islam from Muslims in India.
Right.
I think that is not acceptable. That will be difficult to be acceptable.
All right. We'll have to leave it at that. Thanks so much. That's all the time we have for. Thanks, Nazia.
Thank you so much.
Maulana Qasmi, for joining us here. We will keep a very close eye and keep talking about this as the case hearings proceed over the next couple of days. This is a very contentious issue. But turning our attention to the other big story this evening on India Prime, even as the 2G case continues to haunt the Chidambarams, the CBI today carried out fresh raids at their homes and offices across the country. The case relates to INX Media, a media company that was started by Peter and Indrani Mukherjee back in 2007. P. Chidambaram was the finance minister then in the UPA regime when in fact, Chess Management Services Limited, a company of which Karti is a director, was hired by INX Media to handle red flags raised by the Foreign Investment Promotion Board. The CBI now alleges that INX then turned to Karti to wriggle out the situation without any punitive action. The FIR says that INX Media entered into a criminal conspiracy with Karti, who then influenced public servants by virtue of his relationship with his father, who is then the finance minister.
Yesterday, on the 15th of May 2007, CBI registered a criminal case under sections of conspiracy, receipt of illegal gratification to influence a public servant, cheating, and misuse of official position against 5 named individuals and entities, the unnamed officials of FIPB and unknown others in the matter relating to grant of FIPB approval to Messrs. INX Media Private Limited in the year 2007.
All right, in fact, let's get in more details on this. First, let me go across to Raghavendra Rao, who joins us live right now. Raghavendra, give us a sense of what exactly is happening in the case. Chidambaram, of course, says this is political vendetta as far as bringing up this case is concerned and getting the CBI involved.
Well, yes, absolutely. And the CBI has conducted raids at multiple locations today in Delhi and NCR, as well as in Chennai and also the hometown of the Chidambarams. Multiple locations have been raided. They are, trying to gather as much information and as much evidence as they can, which essentially boils down to, confiscating some documents which they would like to get into their custody from all of these places. Now, the charges, as we have just mentioned, they relate to, allegations that Karti Chidambaram basically received kickbacks in helping the INX Media secure FIPB clearances at a time when Mr. P. Chidambaram was the finance minister of this country. Now, these are very serious charges, but yes, Mr. Chidambaram has been crying foul. He's saying this is political vendetta, and the government is targeting him because he's been raising his voice by writing and speaking against the government.
All right, Raghavendra, thanks so much for those inputs. Sharad Gupta, senior editor of the Parliamentarian magazine, is with me here in the studio. Thanks so much, Mr. Gupta. Now, there are 2 parallel events that we saw today. One is the Income Tax Department raiding about 22 locations as far as Lalu Prasad was concerned at the RJD, and then you have Karti Chidambaram and the former Union Minister P. Chidambaram being looked into the case relating to INX Media. Give us a sense of these both saying that this is a case of political vendetta. What is going to be the implication?
First thing, there is a pattern to both these cases. Both the ministers, whether it was Chidambaram or Lalu Yadav, they exploited the system. They exploited their positions to basically benefit their
allegedly.
It's there, because if somebody is unearthing properties worth 2,000 crores, so nobody means nowhere in Lalu's dreams he would have made ever 2,000 crores. Shopping malls, whether they are huge tracts of land in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Patna, so many cities, Ranchi. So it's just not possible for Lalu to make so much assets, to create so many assets through his own income, whether that's as politician or
right. Same goes for Mr. Chidambaram as well.
No, Chidambaram is a lawyer. Let's remember that he is a lawyer,
right.
and a very reputed lawyer at that, and he has been a long-serving minister. But besides that, his wife is also a lawyer. His son is not a lawyer. He is nothing. He is just a businessman.
Right.
And that is why the suspicion comes. That is where the suspicion comes that he has no known source of income. He has been fronting a company. He owns a company which got benefited out of this Aircel Maxis deal as well as a few other deals.
Right.
That was INX Media.
That's
so
right.
there is a pattern, means there is a file which favors Aircel Maxis, and out of that Karthi Chidambaram gets a huge cut. He gets money out of the deal, and these money trails have been established. So it's not that BJP is just beating around the bush, or is it it is using CBI or ED.
Right.
So they have.
There is enough material to suggest that yes, they may have been wrongdoing. They're only looking for more evidence at this point. But what does this mean for a person like Lalu Yadav, for his career ahead in his state, political implications?
In any case, Lalu Yadav is barred from contesting elections for 6 years. So he's anyway away from the politics for now, and that's why he has got his sons to become ministers in the state cabinet.
Right.
But I feel that this is going to nix his son's career also, because they are also party to it, and once the investigation is completed and the case is taken to the courts, charge sheet is filed, then only the case will reach to a conclusion where to a stage where the sons will have to resign.
Okay.
And how soon that happens remains to be seen, whether they are able to complete their terms or they have to leave midway.
Right.
So his sons have to leave. His daughter is a member of parliament. She might have also have to vacate.
That's going to have a huge impact on the upcoming elections next time when they happen.
Exactly,
right?
2019 elections. So, and this may also impact RJD's pact with Janata Dal U.
Right.
So Nitish Kumar is already in a state of flux,
right.
whether he should stick to RJD or should
distance himself,
distance himself and send overtures to BJP.
Right. So that's going to mean, as this case progresses, a lot of churn in politics as well, with big names now being probed, one by the CBI, the other leader by the Income Tax Department. We'll have to really wait and watch how this pans out. But for the moment, thanks, Mr. Sharad Gupta, for joining us here and sharing your thoughts on that. That's it then on this edition of India Prime. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Sana Khan. Be right back with the top stories.